so many question marks surrounding the Melbourne Footy Club at the moment. Let's try get a few answers. The skipper, Max Gawn, has been very good to join us, and he's down in the rooms with Nick Dal Santo.
Max, really appreciate your time. It was a tough night. And the storyline, once again, it's been going for a little while, is the inside 50s and the lack of goals that are going in there. You had more than the Bombers tonight. What are you seeing out there? Why is it only 8 goals from mid-50, inside 50s?
The game's changed a tiny bit, but I still think dominating clearance is a big part, especially in games that we've played in. Games we've lost clearance, we've lost. In games we've won, clearance we've won. All our education throughout the week is about trying to tidy up our inside 50, especially after Geelong. We won the inside 50 count and lost. There was glimpses of that in the third quarter, but we're not going to win a game of footy when we roll out that first quarter. So you can take all the stats in the world, and we're going to get thrown all the stats in the world around our inside 50 count this week. But if we give a side 20 points in the first quarter and we lay 6 tackles in the first quarter in a 0-4 game in the prime-time game in Adelaide Oval, we're not going to be able to catch that up. So
I spoke to Simon Goodwin at half-time. He spoke about tweaking a couple of things. One of them was about putting Harrison Petty forward. It worked. So how do you harness that? How do you learn from that and then replicate that over and over?
Yeah, credit to the coaches. A few things changed. Merritt was getting tagged in the first quarter. We dropped that, and that made us a little bit even around stoppage. Pett swung forward, kicked a goal in the first 5 minutes after going there. And we actually, was 6 or 7 centre bounces in a row where we had really good exits and we weren't scoring goals, but in the third quarter we did. But again, you give them that first quarter and you're playing catch-up the whole time, and we do what we did in the third quarter and we're still 2 goals behind at three-quarter time. It's pretty hard work.
I know it's probably hard to stand here and find the positives, but Cozzy Pickett was very good against, and I know he's been missed, not last week, but previous to that. What did you make of his performance? Yeah,
Cozzy's good. He's had a tremendous summer, and we're really thrilled to have him back in the team. He's as disappointed as anyone right now. We're all pretty flat. Like 0-5 is not where we want to be. It's not where anyone wants to be. But there's still a whole lot of season ahead, and we're going to stay connected roll on to Fremantle at the G and hopefully clean up a few of the things we learned during the week again. It's a pretty hard competition, this. You roll out every single week and every single team wants to knock you off, and unfortunately we've been on the receiving end.
You had 15 premiership plays in tonight's game, and I know we keep talking about this even though it was years ago. How hard is it to stay positive when you're given everything that you have and everything that you've got, but you're getting a different result? How difficult is it to stay connected and have purpose?
In particular, when you're losing, you tend to be chasing a whole lot more, so you're more tired as well. So it really tests you, it really stresses you. And we were stressed in the second quarter, I tell you. We were running our backsides off, and it just wasn't quite working for us. But with a group that you've been around for a long time, we're able to get to half-time and readjust and be able to deliver that third quarter. But, yeah, we're just off at the moment. Other sides have gone to work on us too many times now, and with adversity comes a challenge, and I've said that the last couple of weeks. Unfortunately, we haven't been able to produce the result. We've shown glimpses, but I'm really keen to get back at the work this week. I'm really keen to be able to. The great thing about football, as you know, we play 3-0 in 7 days, and we're a chance to get on the winners list.
I know you've been around for a long time. You've had so much success. What can you fix within 7 days? I think it's realistic to say you can't fix everything.
Yep.
So what can you fix this time next week?
One of the great positive things, and I'm sure Goody will say at his press conference, and it'll probably irritate a lot of Melbourne supporters, is we're getting a lot of opportunity.
Yeah.
So we're going to keep getting a lot of opportunity. We're going to come up against Fremantle. We're going to get a lot of opportunity again. We can just keep training our skills and calmness and helping each other out with the ball and our leading patterns. Keep working on that. But today we'll probably offer our cleanliness as well, to be honest. I think the Essendon boys were clean and we weren't.
Always appreciate your time. Tough night, but appreciate you fronting up.
Thanks, Nick.
Thanks, Max.
Yeah, and one of the toughest times to speak to the media following a performance like that, so we appreciate it from Max Gawn. Trying to be the captain, trying to stay positive, but gee, it's hard after a performance, not only tonight, but the first 5 weeks of the season.
I think he's carried the club for a year, has he not, Max Gawn? I mean, he's huge shoulders. It's been an incredible leadership effort from him. He needs more support. My question is, we've touched on it previously, who's their next captain? Who's the next captain of Melbourne? I think it's a big question mark.
I can't give you a name at the moment, I don't think.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's tough, isn't it, for that role for Max at the moment, having to stand at the front and break down the game and just step through individual performances when all he's really focused on for the last 3 hours is getting the job done for his team. So I feel for Max, because this will be really, to me, I think Max burns more than any other Melbourne player from the moment the game finishes if they don't get the result. I feel that. I don't know if it's always the same for the others. They turn the page pretty quick. I think Melbourne fans appreciate what Max has been able to
Definitely
do.
a heart and soul player, isn't he?
Yeah.
Jack, give us the Ashley and Martin turning point from this evening.
Yeah, it was late in the third quarter. Pretty important moment here. And the margin was 10 points at this time. And you'd think that Stephen May was behind the ball and had this opportunity to swallow this one with Sam Durham kicking it inside 50. And Melbourne were really coming it hard here. And May flowed back nicely. And dubious here, Kingy. Maybe it was a mark, potentially a free kick, but Nick Martin swooped on it, and you should never give up on the opportunity. And from here, they never looked back, Essendon. It was at a critical moment right at the last minute of that third quarter, and Melbourne had been charging, playing some really good footy in that third quarter, as Max Gawn just told us, but unfortunately there, turnover goal, and they weren't sided after that.
That our turning point, thanks to Ashley and Martin Medical Hair Centres. In terms of MRO incidents, Joe Clark, is Nick Martin in trouble?
Yeah, we'll take a look at this incident in the second quarter. I think he might be right. Tell me if there's actual contact made here.
Cool.
So Nick Martin comes over with his left shoulder, but when you really slow it down, there's a bit on the inside arm, right? There's a bit on the inside arm, but I think it looks worse on first glance than it actually is. Now, he gets back up. Now, we know the matrix all comes down to the impact, so he does bob back up. So whether it's a fine, whether it's low impact and careless, that could be just a fine. It doesn't look like there's flush contact in that incident.
Well, Jack's never been reported, so you can't talk to Jack about
I got
these
dumped for
things.
chicken wing tackle once. $1,500 went to tribunal. It was $3,000 after that. Can you?
I don't
That's a
believe you.
fine,
I
surely.
don't believe you. You made that up.
Made that up.
I think it's a fine. I mean, he didn't really get him. Did he try and get him? Who knows? Might have been a classic Dermot Brereton pretend to spoil. I want to hit him
I think Rory Lobb's hit on Mason Cox was worse than that, and he got away with a fine. So I think fine at worst for mine.